I'll be honest right now, guys, like the business is in a pretty tough spot. I really feel the pressure. Go away. I'm trying to record. The thing I really like about work is that it's ultimately taking something that might be already good and makes it better. The last time we talked was about 6 months ago. I uploaded a video just talking about how I was recovering from burnout and how stressed I was. In the 6 months since that video, I've learned a lot. One, about like how to take care of myself so that I'm useful to other people. Number two, I'm learning a lot about organizational leadership. And then third, also about like organizational leadership when it comes to growing a fruitful family with our 7 kids and my wife and I and our marriage, and keeping all of those things revolving and running at the same time in a fruitful, productive way has been a steep learning curve, but a really good one that is definitely well overdue. Today I want to get back into it. I got a lot of exciting things and just share with you a little bit of what I've been learning lately, because it's been really influential in our lives and in our business. This is my beautiful wife, Dana. She works with us in the business. I'll show you guys more about that a little bit later today. First, I'm gonna go eat and do some of my own chores. Social media today seems to be, to me, to be all about the people who are winning. It's the people who have the fancy cars, who have the 7-figure businesses, the people whose YouTube channels are just growing out of control, and we all like looking at those stories of success. But what's often not shown is the journey that got there. All the obstacles that had to be overcome, all the hard decisions, all the moves that had to be made that most people wouldn't have the guts to make. That's what's not seen, and so we look at that and be like, well, why them and not me? We're having oatmeal for breakfast. I'm not a huge fan, but Dana made it, and it was good for me, so I'm gonna eat it whether I like it or not. Do you girls like your oatmeal? Okay, good. It breeds a lot of discontentment, mostly because we think that that thing that they worked really hard for should be easy.
Okay, I am officially moving the page.
Can you guys clean up your Legos? We're gonna read the Bible here, okay? You have 6 days each week for your ordinary work, but the 7th day must be a Sabbath day of complete rest, a holy day dedicated to the Lord. Anyone who works on the Sabbath? The non-sexy side of how they got that, though, was years of failure, years of hard work, years of making mistakes, one thing after another just not working out. And the people who eventually end up with the thing that everybody wants are the people who didn't stop. They didn't quit. They kept going. They got the fruitful outcome that they were looking for. Do you guys feel like you have any skills that you want to develop for God, just like they did in the Bible, to build an amazing temple?
Playing with Legos?
Yeah,
That could be a good way to start learning how to build
like
stuff.
making a tiny Lego temple.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Today is Tuesday, which typically means a long day of meetings. My first meeting here is with my producer, Stephanie. I hired her to help me get these videos out in a more timely manner for you guys. In our production meeting this morning, we're gonna go over videos that have already been shot, as well as ones that we're planning that are coming up. It's gonna be like next level stuff, like tactics and strategies, not just like the how do I upload a custom thumbnail to YouTube type of stuff. I finished that one, so I did shoot that one first. So the doghouse video. When I think about everything I do in a day, it really comes down to how do I take something and make it more fruitful? How do I make it more productive? How do I make it better with my hands on it, with my involvement than it was before? But I think about it first in terms of my family. My business is here to serve my family, not the other way around. I'm sorry, I actually went back this morning and watched the recording of our conversation with her just to make sure. One thing that's changed over the last 6 months that I'm really excited about is I have an office mate. my wife has started working. She kind of has for a while, but taken on a more official role now. One of the things she does for our longer term clients is she mails them a nice box once they sign on. That's another one of those things that applies to organizational leadership with both growing a business as well as growing a family, is that people like gifts. They like it when you send them stuff just to let them know that you're thinking about them. The expense that goes into it, totally worth the human element of building these relationships with our clients. This next meeting is our all-team meeting together, and Dana and I sit side by side as a lovely couple and go over everything with our team. Stuff we got to do, things we're working on, projects, things like that.
I say
she's
so
excited
unexcitedly.
yeah, I was like, I felt the opposite. We have lots of good problems in the business to figure out. Basically, we can't keep up with client work. It's just, there's just so much of it and it's coming so fast. I think we had some conversations about hiring some people to help open up more capacity, some more strategists, as well as some more admin. All good problems, just is pretty challenging though to try to. In the meantime, I got about a half hour to get some lunch before I hop on a live stream on my YouTube channel with some people who just finished up video labs. So the kids are packing up to go on a trip. We're going to speak at an event in Dallas, so they're packing to come with me. And if you just tell the kids, like, hey, go pack for this trip, they'll go pack, but they might not pack what they need. It's kind of the same way with employees too, right? If you want them to do a job well, you have to train them on how to do it and tell them exactly what it is. You create like what's called an SOP, standard operating procedure, that they can rinse and repeat and follow to make sure that the result that they get from that task is reproducible at the quality that you want it to be at. You can't expect people to do something they've either never been trained to do or hasn't been clearly specified to them. Woo! I am way overexposed. This way. There we go. In order for my wife to work on our team, we have a nanny who helps out with the kids while we are working. And so it looks like today they've been out here.
You know, you gotta prioritize.
There's a lot of things going on in our business right now. There's a lot of things changing, a lot of things pivoting, which creates a lot of problems. Problems can often be things that we try to avoid, but in this case, if we solve these problems and overcome them, then the chaos we currently feel turns into order, and that order turns into even more revenue and growing business and more clients that we can serve. And the same thing happens in our family. When our family has problems, I'm learning like, that means something's changing here, and that doesn't mean there's something to avoid, but something to dive into and embrace and solve the problems and the things that are going on in the family so that it can become more fruitful as well. All right, Toby, you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Bye. See you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Bye. Whew. It's over. That video lab session, 8 weeks. It was great. Live stream was fun. This is what I do afterwards. It's not most of the standing. It's more like the introverted part of me. I'm like, woo. I'm like on the whole time. You know, I'm like, hey, so I can see you. I'm so excited. I think it's gonna be great. I don't talk with that girl voice all the time. Lay here and stretch and decompress a little bit before I get up and do the next thing. Enough of a break. The rest of my afternoon will be spent sitting here, replying to emails, catching up on Slack messages, doing tasks I need to do with updates to the website, and getting audio from our live stream sent to my podcast editor, and just lots of like little to-dos just to hopefully crank out as much as I can before dinner, but even more importantly, before we leave for 2 weeks to go down to Dallas for this event. The kids came out, told us it's time to eat. I think my son made dinner for us tonight, so we're having burgers. It's one small step at a time, over the course of a decade, that leads to thriving marriages, strong families, growing businesses that serve not only your family well, but also the lives of all the people who your business touches. We're all packed up, ready to go. If you are interested in hearing more about business and family, and how those two things intersect and relate, and how a lot of the skills that we are learning about growing successful businesses also grow fruitful families. I started a new personal podcast. It's called the Business Family Marriage Podcast with Tim Schmoyer. Links to it down in the show notes if you want to check it out. And I just talk more just casually on my phone just about what we're learning, what I'm learning about the principles that grow fruitful families also grow successful businesses, and those two things overlap a lot more than I realized they did before starting my own business. So go check it out down below. I'd love to have you become a part of the audience over there. So thanks guys for hanging out.
Looking forward to read your comments below.
See you guys down there. Bye.